Louisville, home of the best scrapper, also home of the best rapper. Flow dapper, here's another chapter. Ride through, attack you, ride away your laughter. This is what I'm after, blowing on that rapper. Purple Dro, keep a bunch to blow. I don't serve it though, murder flow. If it goes down, I'm the first to know. Y'all niggas late, like the Conan show. Overdose, overload, sharp flow, leaving with the open throat. Lewis Keys, cool as Nova Scotia snow. Puff a blunt, poke a hole, nigga, you supposed to know. Lewis Keys, blowing blunts on the open road. Fuck a cop, fuck a speed limit, drive overdose. Keep a bad bitch, hips wide like Oprah's nose. And you know that I'm a fool, my freestyle's wet, I'm floating in the pool. You should pay your tuition, you're going to my school. Principal keys, you niggas getting held back. Fuck them little sacks, you can have your bread back. No refund, well here the G's come. Hit your ass up, leave you with your fucking head crack.
Louisville, Kentucky, 502. Louisville, Kentucky, 502. Louisville, Kentucky, 502. Louisville, Kentucky, 502. Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, 502. Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, 502.
Louisville, Kentucky, 502. That's where I'm from, player, how about you? I'm from the city where the hate is familiar. I'm from the city where the haters will kill ya. I'm from the city where they like to gamble. Dice game, get robbed, niggas to scramble. Head for the hills, nigga, duck and dive. No bullshit, no shuck and jive. I know a lot of guys got shot and died. A lot of good guys didn't see 25. Recognize it's a blessing being alive. Heading to the park, I'm on the passenger side. Like
Louisville, Kentucky, 502. Louisville, Kentucky, 502.
Every day the Super Bowl. Every night's game 7. We ballin' like the playoff. We ballin' like the playoff. We ballin' like game 7. Game 7. Every day the Super Bowl. Every night's game 7. We ballin' like the playoff.
I walk in with my homie. Walk out with your baby mama's home key. I can tell she want it. Fat booty, so you know a nigga own it. I'm such a OG. Last time I checked, my verses were for OZ. In the street. Plus I got caught up with the beats. And I'm still spitting that heat. KY is in for a treat. The club looking for a freak. Hope they don't call the police.
Every day the Super Bowl.
Every day's a Super Bowl.
Every night's game 7. We ballin' like the playoff. We ballin' like the playoff. We ballin' like game 7. Game 7. Every day the Super Bowl.
She got bills to pay. She about to take you home, cause she got bills to pay. She about to let you fuck, cause she got bills to pay. She's about to set you up, cause she got bills to pay. team holler, cause she got bills to pay. Stealing out the other strippers' lockers, cause she got bills to pay. 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 Plug don't give a fuck if I got bills to pay. Judge don't give a fuck if I got bills to pay.
Keys.
Give it to me one more time.
Hey, you know my situation. You know I got a lot of niggas hating. A lot of niggas waiting to replace me. A lot of chickens chasing. They wanna taste it. I tell them face it. You other bitches basic compared to my lady. And sex game crazy. Brain on lunatic. I ain't even doing shit. Chillin' with my niggas rolling up, getting blown. She hit my phone like, baby, come home. I'm coming now, I'll come again later. And you come in between, how you fit it in them jeans. Everybody so mean, but the smell so nice. Flow so mean, but the style so tight.
Oh my. Make me feel so right.
What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Hope y'all can hear me this time. Hopefully everything is working right this time. And we can go and get this in. I had some new news I wanted to drop, man. Wanted to check in. See how everybody's doing. Okay, I think everything's working this time. Oh man, we got a lot of people already in the chat. What's good with everybody? Salute. Hope the volume is working correctly this time. You know, it's a system I'm working with. It's got a mind of its own, so just gotta work with it sometimes, man. And it's really good if you learn how to work with it, but gives you headaches sometimes when you try to get something done in a timely manner. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody for hitting that like button so far. If you haven't hit it yet, please Pacquiao that like button. Let me run through this chat. You know what? I can get started, man. Y'all don't wait long enough. Then I get to the chat, see what everybody's talking about. Got a lot to talk about, man, surrounding this potential Pacquiao Crawford fight. And mute that. My bad, y'all. I had something. Needed to mute something real quick. Forgot to do it. But surrounding this Pacquiao Crawford fight, you know, negotiations are going on real heavy right now. A lot of people reporting that the fight is really close to being made. Plus, I wanted to touch on some related topics, man. Some related topics, you know, surrounding the whole Adrian Broner fight, man. It seems like a lot of people are disappointed with the outcome of the Broner fight. I watched the whole fight. Like I said earlier, I put up a poll. I was going to live stream the fight, but when I did the poll, the majority of people said that they weren't interested in the live stream. So, you know, I just decided to keep it to myself and watch it on my own time. So, but I did want to touch on that. But the latest news out surrounding Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford. Everybody knows the $40 million is on the table. $10 million for Terence Crawford. The fight is being rumored that it's going to be somewhere in the Middle East, May, maybe Cinco de Mayo, maybe May 15th, somewhere around that date. But definitely Pacquiao's making his return to the ring this year. And it's almost a 90% sure bet right now that it's going to be against Bud Crawford. Man, got a lot of comments. I want to get to them, but I just want to take time to get to the actual topic of the day, which would be: is this fight going to happen? Is Terence Crawford ducking? How heavy are the negotiations? And at this point, negotiations are really, really high. A lot of people talking about it. A lot of people talking about the LDBC, how they're dissing Pacquiao. Just a lot of big talk going on right now, and I basically just wanted to tune in with y'all, see what y'all was saying about the fight. But I do have a few articles I wanted to get to before I just get into the chat. So the top article I have for the day is: who should Manny Pacquiao fight next? And this comes from Boxing News 24. Manny Pacquiao, 62-7-2, 39 KOs, is not WBA champion anymore. He was stripped of the belt due to inactivity. Jordanius Ugas, 26-4, 12 KOs, was promoted to the WBA super champion. Pacquiao's last fight came when he fought Keith Thurman, 29-1, 22 KOs, one no contest in July of 2019. That is a long time to be inactive for a pandemic. And the pandemic has impacted upon a lot of people's schedules. So what can Manny Pacquiao do now? A man that is not ranked in the top 15 by the WBO, WBA, WBC, or IBF. He is only ranked at number 3 by the Ring magazine, which is interesting, man. It's like they, like I said before, man, I feel kind of like they stripped Pacquiao to get him out of the top of the ranking so they can move some of these younger fighters up. And this is just kind of like solidifying what I had thought. I didn't realize that all of these sanctioning bodies had pretty much dropped him out of the top 10. So he, I won't say it would be lucky for him to get a great fight like a Crawford fight or a Spence fight or even a you guys fight, because he's not a top 10 fighter at the moment. But if you're looking at it from the outside in, where you're not a Pacquiao fan, you would think like, wow, how is he getting this Crawford fight, other than the fact that he's famous? So, in a lot of people's mind, I'm pretty sure that's what's swirling around, is that he don't deserve this fight because he's not a top 10 fighter anymore in a lot of people's mind. But, the whole stripping, I feel like, is unfair. I feel like actually Pacquiao should be ranked higher, because if he wasn't cheated in the Jeff Horn fight, if he wasn't cheated in the Bradley fight, his stats would be a whole lot better than what they are right now. So it's crazy that they all dropped him out of the top 10. I really can't think of 10 other welterweights that are better than Manny Pacquiao at the moment. So I feel like that's completely unfair. But we don't run the sanctioning bodies. We can only report on what they're determining as their top 10. So let me move on a little bit. I want to get to this chat. Let me get through this article, then I'll get to what y'all talking about in the chat. Alright. Manny Pacquiao, being the bona fide star that he is, he has a plethora of options for his next fight. The options are as so follows. Now, this is according to Boxing News 24/7. This ain't according to me. This is what they feel like are his immediate options for his next fight. And this goes in order of what they have it. So they got Jordanius Ugas, Earl Spence Jr., Terence Bud Crawford, Keith Thurman. I don't know why everybody keeps putting Thurman in there. I mean, a rematch would be a good tune-up for Spence or Crawford, but I think a Thurman fight at this point is pretty much, a no need. Why even go back and revisit that? Sean Porter, I do like the Sean Porter fight. I think the Porter fight would be a great fight, but I feel like the money is not going to be right for the Porter fight. I don't think people will tune in, unfortunately, for Sean Porter. like they would for Terence Crawford or Earl Spence Jr. or even like they would for the Conor McGregor fight, simply because McGregor's bringing all those UFC fans to the table. Not to say McGregor's a better fight than Thurman or Porter, but it would sell better because McGregor comes with a built-in fan base, where Porter and Thurman a little more of a fan base, but you know Pacquiao's already beat him, so why go back and fight him again? But they have him on the list. Then they have Mikey Garcia. I kind of feel the same way about Mikey Garcia. You know, why even fight Mikey Garcia at this point? You don't really gain anything from beating Mikey Garcia. He doesn't come with a belt. I know Pacquiao doesn't have a belt anymore, and a lot of people feel like that's the reason. You know, that's a reasoning for him to not get a shot at Crawford or Spence. But, you know, Pacquiao comes with a built-in fan base and instant fame if you beat him. So I really think that Terence Crawford is really looking hard at this fight as his next fight. So moving on, they have Kell Brook. Who would want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Kell Brook? Crawford pretty much destroyed him. You know, Earl Spence, you know, should have put him in retirement. Gennady Golovkin, you know, he started the whole train on Kell Brook. You know, but Kell Brook's pretty much a done fighter. Only thing left for Kell Brook is the Amir Khan fight, if we ever get it. So they got Amir Khan fight next. They got Amir Khan after Kell Brook. You know, it can happen. Amir Khan, I kind of feel the same way I do about Kell Brook as I do about Amir Khan. Decent fighter, but his career is pretty much over. The only fight left for him is Kell Brook. And then they got retirement, which is interesting. You know, at this point, I think a lot of people want Pacquiao to retire. They want him to just kind of go away and open the doors up for Crawford and Spence. And you know, let those guys do what they do. But, you know, Manny Pacquiao's so famous and he's such a good guy that I don't want him to go away without, you know, finishing what he started at this point. And he looked so good against Thurman. You just want to see him keep moving up within the ranks. And I feel like it's unfair for them to have him not ranked in the top 10 because he beat a champion as his last fight. It's not like he was inactive for such a long time, came back and lost to somebody. He hasn't even fought yet, so how could you drop him out of the top 10? But that's the end of their list. So they got Yordenis Ugas, Earl Spence, Terence Crawford, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, or retirement. And this is according to Boxing 24/7. Yordenis Ugas, the WBA champ, would be the perfect fight for Manny Pacquiao if he wants to try and acquire and try and conquer this division. You guys is looking ahead to a potential unification bout with Earl Spence. But if Pacquiao decides he wants to come back and wants his WBA title back, then it would be hard for you guys to turn down, both from a financial perspective and the perspective that this would be you guys' biggest fight so far in his career. And, you know, I completely agree. I feel like the you guys fight is a great fight, man. I don't feel like it's a easy fight for Pacquiao. Even though I think a lot of people feel like you guys is a pushover for some reason. I don't feel like it about you guys. I just think he just hasn't had his shot at fame yet. And if he fought Manny Pacquiao, that would be his perfect opportunity for to become famous, you know. And I think he would give Pacquiao a good fight, you know, cause, similar to Keith Thurman or Sean Porter, you know, just less famous than those two guys. So, you know, I don't take away anything from you guys. Let me get into the chat. Give me just a second, y'all. Man, we had a lot of questions, man, at the beginning. So, Accelerated Elevation, what's good, bro? You guys deserve the belt. He never left to come back. Hate that wondering. I mean, he deserves his shot, man. I think I would have rather seen him get the belt from beating Pacquiao, or them have a tournament for him to get the belt, not just give it to him. I don't feel like that's fair in a way. They are trying methods to slow down Pacquiao against Spence, etc. They keep waiting for him to age. They did 5 years ago. The way they did I completely agree. They tried to push him out 5 years ago. It didn't work. The Jeff Horn situation, even with the Tim Bradley situation, but it is what it is. Adam M. There were those busted robot eyes against the previous two components before Crawford left. Last I checked, Brook was getting hit in the eyes and in those fights as well. Man, I completely agree with that. I just think Brook is done as a fighter, man. I think a lot of people feel like he should fight Amir Khan, but I kind of feel like he should just go ahead and retire, man, to tell you the truth. I don't even feel like the Khan fight is necessary at this point. But if you wanted to see, if you've been waiting to see that fight all this time, why not go ahead and make it? Accelerator said Sean Porter was like I wondered fight him again. Even now, he has a belt on his podcast. I don't know what you meant by that, but let's move on. Try to go back in the chat a little bit, see what everybody was talking about. Jason Martinez was good. Manny versus Bud would be a good fight. I agree. Chef says, I noticed how the WBO fight moves once a fight is made concerning their champions. The opponent is ranked pretty high all of a sudden after not being ranked before the fight is made. Very interesting, Shank. Chef, I appreciate that comment, bro. Brand Santos, what's good, bro? When you look at him, Horn and just taking, if you look at it, Horn and just taking the belt, giving it to you guys, that's twice they done Manny wrong, yet still fighting the best available fighters. Completely agree, bro. Completely agree. Adam, options, laugh my A off. Not components. I'm programming right now, so yeah, multitasking. Rather see Santiago get a fight with one of those guys. Interesting. Y'all feel like that Adrian Broner fight was fair? I feel like Broner started off, I feel like he came out slow, but then he picked it up. And I mean, based off of how dude's face looked, I think Broner was landing the better shots. So, dude was flurrying a lot, but I think Broner still looked pretty good. But what do y'all think about the Broner fight? What's good with everybody who just now coming into the chat, man? Hit that like button for me as you come in. Drop me a comment. Let me know what's good with y'all. I tried to come on earlier, man. It didn't really work out. I turned it in at around 6. It showed him losing. I tuned in around 6. It showed him losing the fight half then. I didn't see him doing anything. I watched the whole fight. He really paced himself in the beginning, but as the fight wore on, you could tell he was landing way better shots than the other guy was. Shots landed was like 200 something to 90. But Broner still looked like the better out of the two. He didn't look hurt at the end of the fight. 81 shots to Broner's body versus like 7. I heard it was a robbery, but I couldn't be bothered to watch. I just watched the PBK hype job last and Vertez fight. I mean, it was a pretty good fight, man. I can't take nothing away from it. It wasn't a bad fight. I think Broner kind of did turn it on late, but at the same time, he was landing the better shots. So, you know, I gave him, I wouldn't have been mad with a split decision or giving it to Broner. I mean, but you kind of got to score on damage, because that means even though Lil Buddy was hitting Broner with more shots, Broner was landing the better of the shots, like the more powerful shots. And I probably can't be on her too long, man. I gotta go take Sarah something real quick, but I'm probably gonna jump back on in a little while. I meant to get on earlier, but the stream got all messed up, and I think I got all the settings right now, so I'll be able to jump back on her in a little while. But I do gotta go take care of something, man. So if y'all wanna tune back in a few hours, y'all can definitely tune back in a few hours. I'll leave this quick stream up for y'all just to check out, but just let me know down in the chat if y'all want to tune in, man. After I go take care of this little thing I gotta take care of real fast. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to make it so short, but I do gotta go take care of something real quick. So let me know down in the comment section if y'all want to tune back in later. If not, we can wait till tomorrow. I can just jump on tomorrow, and then we can finish up tomorrow. The screen looks scratched. Yeah, it's scratched out because of the layout, but I can fix that when I come back. If you scratch it out, if you got it like full screen, I'll swing back. Was looking for Pac news all day. Yeah, man, I meant to come on early. I should have did over an hour by now, and then something just came up, so I gotta go take care of that. Assuming after Saturday something would come out. Man, you know, it's crazy that they haven't officially announced the fights yet, but I like I said before, they're probably negotiating behind the scenes, but that whole $40 million is, you know, Bob Arum's gonna want a piece of that somehow. You know, he's not just gonna let Pacquiao walk off with a full $40 million, and then they get to split is $10 million. So I really think that they're probably gonna end up negotiating up to somewhere around $15 million, and Pacquiao take around $30 million. You know, somewhere around there. Maybe even they might try to negotiate it up to $20 million. Somewhere around there, but we just have to see, man. Hopefully we'll get some new news dropping here soon. Okay, I got that one. But yeah, definitely, man. Just give me like maybe an hour or two, and then I'll try to jump back on. I don't know if I'm gonna use the same thumbnail and stuff, but y'all should be able to find me if y'all subscribe. It's your boy Cardinal Red, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. But I got the roll real fast. All right, y'all.